Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so here's the question of the day. Can you get any more condescending? You know, it's no secret here, Democrats obviously have a problem with black voters. If you don't vote for me, then you ain't Black Joe is struggling to pull the black vote, despite his supposed in with the community, considering he served as Obama's VP for 8 years. And now, of course, the question is, what are Democrats gonna do about it? They got a real good 3 to 4 months of campaigning to get some of those disillusioned black Democrats back on board. And you're probably guessing exactly where I'm going with this. It doesn't get any more condescending than this. How can you even be so condescending? They're sticking with their old strategy of gaslighting voters. The problem, once again, is that voters are just stupid and uninformed. Great election strategy. Let's take a look at what's going on here. This is what's coming out of the DNC HQ. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's tune into MSNBC to get our daily Democrat dose of propaganda.
I actually think that this is a phenomenon that needs to be better understood. I think that the behavior of black voters, even in just polls right now, is quite interesting. It's something I'm trying to get at in my reporting. I think the answer is that we don't know everything yet, and we'll certainly find out more in November. You know, my instinct is, first of all, that people forget. I mean, black voters are just like all voters. They too can be susceptible to disinformation campaigns. Black men especially, because there is a divide, by the way, in this polling in behavior between black men and women and, you know, their interest in Donald Trump. Black men may be attracted to Trumpism more than black women. That would be consistent with white voters as well. So that's another parallel to look at. I do think that this idea that there's going to be a wave of black voters voting for Donald Trump is highly unlikely because black Americans know that Donald Trump is a racist. And so I think that's something they understand implicitly. At the same time, I also wonder if the Biden campaign's consistent messaging overall about the strength of the economy, especially, and how good things are, while that may be true on Wall Street and the indicators the economy looks strong, black Americans in their daily lives aren't always feeling that. So when they don't hear their concerns and their lives and their interests represented in that campaign, it does, I believe, just talking to voters, it really does trigger this sense that they are being left behind, that they are being taken for granted. And I think the Biden campaign and Democrats in general are going to have to work harder this time to get that base to turn out.
Black voters are shifting towards Trump. Yep, you heard it there, folks. That's the latest crackpot theory. Black voters are shifting towards Trump because of disinformation. What an empty, vapid statement, but most importantly, what a wrong and inaccurate statement. This idea that black voters are shifting towards Trump because of disinformation is about as true as the border crisis being caused by, let's say, weather changes. Complete bogus nonsense, but again, another insult. That's what this is. It's just a little bit more carefully packaged. It's not exactly the Kathy Hochul approach of implying that black people essentially don't own or know what computers are.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word a computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
Not quite as direct, but essentially the exact same thing. You know, actually going back to what Kathy Hochul said about the people who showed up at Donald Trump's South Bronx rally, she called those people just a bunch of clowns. That insulting, dismissive attitude, well, this is essentially the same thing. You're just a dumb voter getting duped by disinformation. How incredibly condescending is that? The implication is that you're dumb and gullible, and that's why you're voting for Donald Trump. The perfect recipe for healthy political discourse, assuming everybody who disagrees with you is either dumb or malicious and never actually engaging with their ideas. That is exactly what the Democrats are doing here. A total dismissal of frustrated voters. The reality is there's all kinds of legitimate reasons why black voters are choosing to leave the Democrat Party and support Trump. Some black voters are simply responding positively to Trump's economic policy proposals. Is that really so hard to believe? That some people like his record on job creation, tax cuts, deregulation, energy independence, statements? Or his known track record on criminal justice reform? Could it be black voter disillusionment with the Democrat Party? Some people just feel as though generational support from the black vote has been taken for granted by the Democrat Party while not actually delivering tangible results. I think that's objectively true, but apparently not. No, it's all just dumb people falling for disinformation schemes. It's not. It's regular people realizing one important thing, that 4 years ago, which wasn't that long ago, well, things were just better.
I don't agree with everything about President Trump. I don't agree with 100% everything that anybody does. However, I'm not voting based off of personal feelings. I'm voting based off personal experience. I've experienced Trump as president. I've experienced Joe Biden as president. And I like the way I like Trump as president more.
I am a business owner, and I'm seeing the effects of pricing with my cost of goods going up by 30%. To operate my business have went up substantially that I wasn't prepared for. During the Trump years, I pretty much started my business around that time. Mm-hmm. I would say things were substantially different, meaning I was working as well, but I was able to afford things. I wasn't worried about my future as I am now.
You know, we're talking about regular people here who sure aren't political scholars or economic experts or rocket scientists, but that doesn't mean they're stupid, and they certainly aren't blind. But that's exactly what the Biden strategy seems to be, to treat black voters as if they don't get it, as if they can't see it. You know, everybody else is allowed to see it. Joe Biden's approval's in the gutter with all groups in all states. I mean, just take a look at this map right here. The states that are shaded in a tone of green are the ones where Joe Biden has a positive approval rating. He's net negative everywhere. Everybody dislikes Joe Biden. Every age group, almost everyone on the political spectrum, all races of people. Support for Joe Biden has dropped precipitously over the last couple of years. But Democrats are sitting here outraged, confused, shocked, dismayed at the idea that black voters specifically have had enough and might be dropping Joe Biden at a slightly higher rate than other groups. They view it as unacceptable almost that a black voter would turn their backs on them, even though it's perfectly normal and right along trend. The reason black voters are leaving is the same reason white voters and Hispanic voters and Asian voters, and the list goes on and on. The same reason they're frustrated is the same reason why black voters are frustrated. Because gas is too damn high. Groceries are too expensive. It's harder to run a business, to feed a family. Simple, tabletop issues that Joe Biden's always saying he's so connected with. Those are the issues. And if believing that or having issues with that means that you're living in a world of misinformation and disinformation, well then I guess we're all living in a fairy tale land, and Joe Biden and his minions living in a world where gas is supposedly cheap, the world's at peace, the border crisis doesn't exist, and inflation never actually happened. Well, I guess they're living in the real world. Welcome to the backward world of Democrat politics. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.